fly away here. So, as I said before, my camera is broken. So I'm trying to get the right angle here without the stabilizer in the back. Sorry. Okay. So, this is my flyaway here. Time for a haircut. It's been time for a haircut for a long time now. Okay, so camera is giving problems. Sorry, folks. Okay, stay. All right, so I'm just trying to stabilize this so I can do this brief video because I'm on my way out. So I just took my blood pressure. And the power is turned up. Just going to use this detector today, not the other one, just to demonstrate the chest. The chest. So I'm starting to lose my weight because I absolutely have to. But some of my clothes are still quite snug around the middle. And the reason for that is while I'm sleeping, my stomach, as I demonstrated here, see there, my obliques, my upper stomach, belly, is pulsed at a very high power. So internally, the organs internally is swollen, gets inflamed, retain fluid, and so the stomach is swollen. The hand, is on and off. The back of the neck, the shoulder, because the idea is to make you stoop to look like an old woman. And I just burped, that's because of the heat. And speaking of the heat, let me just take my temperature underneath the 36.5. 36.5. 36.4. So the temperature is normal. So I'm going to take my pressure one more time. So last night, I went to bed in pain, and I shielded, but the shielding is still not doing a perfect job. It depends on the kind of technology being used. And of course, you don't know exactly what kind of technology is going to be used while you're asleep. So I'm going to guess, based on what I experienced, that sonic technology was used, microwave technology, some sort of an active denial type system. And if you look at my other videos, you'll see that I sneeze every single time I do this. just because my face is pulsed, as you can see here. So the heart is still tagged. And because I sneezed, I didn't get a reading. It errored out on me. So I'm going to do the blood pressure one more time. So yeah, as I was saying, last night, I went to bed in pain, and I was in pain all night. And there were several people logged on all night. So this morning when I got up, one of the residents within earshot, my window is slightly open, said, no sleep for you. So if you follow my tweets and my blogs, you will notice that I am actually documenting the harassment at 25 Bamberg Circle. I am a target. I'm a global target. The targeting went global. So this follows you everywhere. Also, because it is global, it is internet-based. So anyone from anywhere in the world can log into you and look at you. And I'm assuming then that if they could look at you, they can actually assault you remotely using the technology that's located around my unit and in the compound. Again, I am absolutely positive I'm not the only person who's been affected this way. There are probably millions of people in Canada, if not everybody by now. This targeting in this building has a huge Chinese influence because it is mainly Chinese people in the building. So the trafficking started openly in the building when a Chinese woman flagged me and had the monitoring outsourced after 9/11 based on lies, which was racism really, because I am brown skinned. So this is Chinese racism. They're very, very racist. And a lot of what, I don't always agree with everything that President Trump says, because I am a feminist. But his opinions about China, in my opinion, is right bang on. He's got it right when it comes to China. You know, it would make sense that people like PK are allowed to conduct these experiments and do this trafficking in these experiments based on communism, because Justin Trudeau is a communist. He has very strong beliefs in the communistic way of ruling, and he's demonstrated that. So the government under Justin Trudeau is supporting, by not stopping, what is going on. And the infiltrated police are also taking part in this, so they're being supported as well, because the government is supportive of communistic tendencies and actions and agendas being driven in the country. So, as PK said, he's working for the highest of the high. It's so open and it's so covered and it's so fixed that these people can actually leave these messages on my phone and get away with it. And I could talk until I'm blue in the face. And they know that absolutely nothing is going to be done because it is an experiment and no action is going to be taken against them, because as people working to bring down a target, they are completely and utterly covered and it's all fixed. They can do anything, including rape and kill, and it's all fixed. So, as I said, my body, the upper body is swollen, and this is the obliques. So yesterday, a Somali man who from last year started visiting, actually from the time I worked for a company that had a contract to surveil me. And I ended up in hospital with symptoms of a heart attack because of the stress. This man, I heard, I've never met him in the work, but his name was called. And I dealt with somebody with his name, or somebody working with this man from the company who is Somali. He is Somali, and who came previously and visited with the worker and his family and spoke exactly the same way the worker would, effing poor, mental retard, we're living with her, and so on and so on and so on. So this man was visiting yesterday, and he was outside the window. And then I heard a comment saying that Ehsan co-signed the contract for Somalia. Okay, so then this person is responsible for the way this works. Directly or indirectly, is responsible for these signals. So 128/81. So the person who co-signs the contract is part of the team that determines Chinese style, how you're going to be disciplined and tortured, and the power and the technology that's being used, and how long, and how much sleep you get, and if you, whether you're able to eat or not. So this morning when I was having brunch, I was burned at a very, very high power on the left side of my body and my chest. So Rick is another contractor. Rick doesn't want you eating because I'm obese. These comments are constantly being made within earshot, within hearing distance of my window. I could hear this. So this is a continuous stream of insults and updating and dropping hints as to what Ehsan wants and what I heard the name Gokaran wants, and what Rick wants, and what my sister-in-law wants, and names of people who are rotating the surveillance, taking part in a rotational way, a rotational system of surveillance within a group of people. So I'm being bounced back and forth. So the kids shout, "You're a basketball. Everybody knows you. Everybody saw you." And the kids actually talk about what I do in my bathroom and my bedroom. Details. Very detailed description of what I do. So I know for a fact that I am being monitored. So 118/80. So 3 sets of blood pressure. So 123/86, 128/81, 119/80, 75, 79, 75. With absolutely no activity, just sitting here. Right. So temperature again. 36.4. 36.4. 36.5. So last night was very bad. I shielded, so I did sleep somewhat. But because of the high electrical reading around my head, I was having nightmares last night. So this program that is being run in the building is putting blocks in the way, in your way, to bring you down. So these reports are serving as blocks from my getting, blocks in the way of my getting employment. So then when I don't get employment because it's blocked, I mean, who wants to hire someone who has a report out there in public that says she's a mentally retarded whore? Would you? I wouldn't. So this, of course, is going to go to court. I'm in the process. And it's causing an enormous amount of stress. So this is a made to happen scenario. The whole thing is made to happen. And then when it happens, reports are made to make you look like you're mentally ill, you're financially irresponsible, mentally retarded, and so on and so on and so on, when none of it is true. In my case, none of it is true. Whatever effects these technologies have, once you're aware of them, and I'm talking about the burning effect and so on, while it can be permanent, you can make some of the effects temporary. Definitely there are long-term effects, definitely. The stress is a long-term effect because it's continuous. So when you're continually under stress, then there is definitely fallout from that, physical fallout as well. Not only psychological fallout, physical fallout. Because a long-term stress have long-term effects. As far as physical effects go, I mean, your cortisol level is constantly going to be high. So when your cortisol level is high continuously in your body, it has all kinds of physical effects, all types. So that I'm going to pursue with a doctor. I mean, I don't have to go through tests to find out if my cortisol level is high. I know it is high. I mean, it shows in the blood pressure readings. A lot of it is pain and stress. So, you know, these things are going to be further discussed with professionals. So I'm not going to go into details here. All I'm going to say is when it goes on and on and on and on, there are long-term effects. You can shield and you can prevent some of the short-term effects. But when it's continuous, definitely there is going to be some long-term effects on you. So I'm going to take my blood pressure one more time. (118/81). Okay, so I'm going to make this one short today. I'm going to close off there. Talk to you another time.